So what's going on tonight, ladies and gentlemen? So I'm gonna get on here and I'm just going to really just put it all out there. And the video is pertaining to presidential race and the police brutality that took place in Chicago, Illinois, where a black woman, was killed inside her own home by the police. Now I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't care about the YouTube algorithm as far as you can't say certain word this, day, other. I'm not gonna. No, I'm just gonna put it out there. So there was a situation that happened in Chicago where a woman called the police. The police came by. She was at her stove, and she said to the cops that she was a little nervous. And the cops said, "You ain't got no reason to be nervous or whatnot." So she had a pot, about to put some water in there. And what happened? The very same cops who said that she had no reason to be nervous turned around and shot her multiple times. Now let's talk about this presidential race. What is the expectation? What are the expectations of this race? Why should we be so fascinated about it? You got Dodo Bird and you got Miss Lawyer over here who was known to lock up innocent people for marijuana and other little things. And this woman here, we don't even know what her whole agenda is, what her whole purpose. But then you got Trump over here, a man who's a felon. He almost lost his life. And he's still in a. What's the purpose? Where are you trying to get? Why do we need to vote? Why do we need to vote when we still going to have a situation where there's going to be increase in housing, right? Increase in food, police brutality, an increase in homelessness, sex trafficking, domestic violence. Why do we need to continue to vote and expect that these people gonna do their job? Why? No, because the question is, have we woke up? Did we wake up and smell the coffee? Did we wake up and actually see for the past years, decades, have we seen where this is going? We expect for these people to look out for our best interests. And then you got this woman that got shot and killed in Chicago by a police officer in her own home. And did I forget to mention he's a white man? But people tell us that we need to vote. Vote for what? For what purpose? What purpose does voting serve for our community and our people? Exactly. Give me that pointer. Tell me exactly why I need to go out there and waste my goddamn time and vote. For who? For what? Because neither one of those candidates are going to represent black people in this country. Kamala Harris made it clear that she's not for black people, right? And Trump is all over the place. So why should I waste my valuable time and vote for people who don't give a damn about me or give a damn about my community? Why? And why should I still have sympathy for police officers who are constantly taking the lives of innocent men and women, especially those who are black? Why should I care? Why should I care about what happens to them? Why should I care about their well-being? Now it gets to the point, as a black woman, you must question yourself. Do you feel safe in the hands of law enforcement? Do you really feel safe in the hands of the law enforcement? Do you? Do you really have a lot of trust in law enforcement? Do you have the trust in the judicial system? Do you have the trust in law, period? So now it's a juggle for us, because when it comes down to emergency situation, right, we have to make a phone call in case something goes wrong, and hope that these people will come and respond to the emergency. But it seems like you can't do that, because you got to worry about the outcome. Excuse me, you have to worry about the outcomes, right? You have to worry about what's going to happen to you. You have to worry about whether you're going to live or whether you're going to die. It's bad enough as black women, we go through so much shit on a consistent basis. We don't even get to voice our issues to the public. We don't even get to say how we feel. Excuse me. Yeah, we don't get to say how we feel or what we going through or what we experiencing. We don't get to do that. We have to sit here and act as if we can just go on by our day and like we're super, like we some superhuman beings, and we're not entitled to feel a certain way, right? We deal so much stress in corporate America already. I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, black women got it made. No, not how you think. Not how you think. Black women ain't got it made like you think. You guys don't get it. And I can go on. I don't see how we as black people still put all our trust or place our trust into law enforcement. And I could care less about black folks being in law enforcement, because some of them, if not half of those individuals, are a bunch of house Negroes. I don't see how we still operating under the concept of being Democrats or Republican, but more so Democrat. The Democrat system done failed us. Do you not see that? Did y'all not see what's going on? Have you noticed that every time you have a Democrat in office, things get worse? I don't know what it is, but it's like you got people over here jumping on bandwagons, talking ADOS and LBA bullshit. You got our people over here thinking that if they still operate as a Democrat, that things gonna change. No, the fuck it ain't. You still see that black men and black women are dealing with police brutality, but y'all goddamn listen to Candace Owen, goofy ass. And she talking all that shenanigan, which is why I can't fuck with her. I can't fuck with her and her talking points because that's a self-hating ass Negro woman. And you guys expect for people to take this presidential race very seriously. How? How are we supposed to take that shit seriously? I'm gonna keep it 100% with you. The Republican and the Democratic Party are a byproduct of patriarchal white supremacy. The Democrat and the Republican Party, they both are a byproduct of patriarchal white supremacy. The only difference is one happens to be the left, the other one happens to be the right. One happens to be conservative, the other one happens to be liberal. One happens to be the Democrat, and the other one happens to be Republican. But they both are a byproduct of patriarchal white supremacy. That's what they are. So why should I give a fuck about these two goofy ass motherfuckers running for presidential race or running for president? Why should I give a fuck about that? At this point, it's not gonna change shit. These people don't have in mind to actually change the dynamic, the crisis, the issue that's really going on that's affecting communities. You can sit here and vote all you goddamn want to, but guess what? You're gonna be wasting your fucking time. That shit wouldn't matter. And then I don't want to hear this narrative about, well, black people kill each other, this, that, and the other. Yes, I know that. I'm aware that we do that, and our people do it in the community. Our people take each other's lives. But when you got someone who's supposed to be serving, protecting and serving, and they take advantage of you, that's even worse. That's even worse. We know that we got house Negroes. We know that we got house Negroes in our community. We know we got race traitors in our community. I'm not talking about those people. Fuck those people. Fuck those house Negroes. Fuck those traitors. I'm talking about the people that genuinely care. I'm talking about the people that genuinely care, that are innocent in our neighborhoods. That's what I'm talking about. What about those black people who are dedicating their lives? They're trying to do something productive. Again, y'all can sit here and entertain the presidential race all you want to, but you're only wasting your valuable time. You're wasting your valuable time. But I'm gonna say this, black women, y'all better start waking up, man. We gotta wake up. We gotta really pay attention to what's going on and stop being blind to shit. What happened to this goddamn woman should not ever took place. It should never got to that point. When I seen that video, that woman was totally innocent. She wasn't trying to do anything. She wasn't trying to resist nothing. She wasn't even trying to act out of character or anything like that. That woman was innocent. And you got, it's those bitch ass cops, those bitch ass crackers who felt so uncomfortable And they felt like they was being threatened by her. So they had to take the first shot. Like, what the fuck was she gonna goddamn do? What the fuck was she gonna damn do? She called you motherfuckers over there for a reason. And you turn around, you kill this goddamn woman. You murdered this woman in her own home. You want to know why people don't trust the police? Why people say fuck the police? Why people just get goddamn every time you see a cop walking past you, you giving them this odd look. You mugging the shit out of them. You ain't cracking no smile. You not saying hello. You not doing nothing. You don't even want to be close to a motherfucking cop. Especially if it's a white one, you look right past they motherfucking asses. You looking at them like, what the fuck is you looking at? Why is you over here smiling at me? Why you getting too close to me? Because you don't know what the next move is. People, please read, study, read on information, man. Study on information. Be more wise. Stop jumping on these goddamn bandwagons. Stop putting blind trust into everyone. I'm not saying that don't call the police if there's a situation where you have no choice but to do so. That's different, but be sure that you are very cautious and you watch them very closely. If you have cops coming at your home, you better watch their ass very closely and see what type of move they make. Especially if it's a white one. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn. If it's a white police officer coming at your goddamn house, you better keep a close eye on that motherfucker. You better watch their every move. You better see what their whole purpose is. What's the agenda? What is going through their head? Whatever. Y'all better really start paying attention to people. But we always got some folks talking about, oh, the Pookies and Ray Rays. You got people folks who ain't got damn in a professional field, right? Who's working regular jobs. They so quick to talk down on individual who work in regular jobs, blue collar jobs, but overlook the ones that's in the professional field, overlooking the ones that's in the law enforcement, medical, whatever. These people are overlooked. They are put on a higher pedestal, right? And I'm not saying that nobody should ever progress or do better, but you got to pay attention. Dr. Amos Wilson said something a long time ago that is valuable. He said, it ain't the people in the hood that you got to worry about. It's these folks that's in the professional field that you got to keep an eye on. It's not the people in the hood that you got to worry about. It's not the drug dealers. It's not the little gangsters out here. It ain't those people. It's the people that's in these professional fields that you have to worry about. Why is that? Because those people have access to do anything that's going to cause, that's going to put harm and put people's lives in danger. They have the access to that. They have more access than those at the fucking bottom. And don't let it be they having a bad fucking day. They feel some kind of way. They is going to try to plot and execute their plan to hurt somebody. As a matter of fact, let me tell y'all something. I don't know how many y'all be looking at these crime shows like the first 48 hours or forensic files. But if you notice that most of the crimes that has been taking place, according to those episodes, most of those crimes were done by people who work in a white collar position. Done by people who work in the field of law enforcement, medical, even some that's in the scientific field. Those who been in the military. These are people that have committed more crimes than the so-called Pookie and Ray Rays on the street. Then the thugs and gangsters and drug dealers. These people that's in the professional fields have committed more crime than those on the streets. That should be telling. That should be telling in itself. That should say something right there. There's a YouTube channel that I think you guys should watch when you get a chance. Let me look up the name of it. I'm gonna find the name of it for you guys. All right, so the name of this YouTube channel is called Black Girl Gone, a true crime podcast. Black Girl Gone. And wait a minute. So now this podcast basically focuses on the lives of Black women who have been a victim of abuse, murder, etc. Right? And so as I listen to this podcast, right? Most of these women who have been in a relationship with these men, either these men are in professional fields, or they in some type of religious organization, or they in law enforcement. Again, most of these women that have been victims of homicide, right, have been in relationships or have dealt with men that are in law enforcement, in the medical field, in the military, who own a multi-million-dollar business. But you don't hear too many people talk about that. You don't hear too many people tackle those issues. When we talk about crime in our community, we mainly focusing on the gangsters, the little street niggas, right? That's what we focus on. But nobody want to talk about the people that work in the professional fields or law enforcement. Nobody want to have that conversation, because you know why? That means you got to change the conversation. You have to change the direction where it's going. You just can't put it off on the little guys. And what I mean by the little guys mean that those who are in the blue collar position, right? Or those who are in the lower class community. You can't just put it off on them. And when I read the story, most of these girls or most of these women come from most of these women were living in middle class community. They were living in middle class community. They were college students. Some of them had decent paying jobs. Right? They had one woman that was working for the CIA. But guess what? These women got into a relationship with men they thought they can trust, and they lost their lives. They got with men that are religious, and they lost their lives. So what I'm saying is, you gotta look at a human being for who they are. You gotta pull back the layers. Don't just go by what type of status they have, or what type of professional field they work in or they operate in. Oh, you know what? In other words, don't look at their occupation. Go past the occupation. Who are these individuals? Go past the occupation. Look at the individual's characteristic. This is why people got to read the 48 Laws of Power. The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene, because it goes into details to really show you who people really are. You have to be carefully and be mindful of who you allow into your space, who you allow around you, who you listen to. So y'all might wonder, well, what this got to do with police brutality? Going back to it, these two white guys, right? They come into a black woman home because she called them. She thinking, okay, well, they finna respond to my emergency. And they did the total opposite. Hmm. But you expect for me to rely on politics. You expect for me to put my life on the line for politician, right? I'm a This is what we are taught. We are taught that we supposed to trust the politician and let them do they goddamn jobs, right? And it's almost like you're not even allowed to protect your own community. Don't try to protect your own community, because now they want to call you vigilant. They want to look at you as a villain because you're trying to protect your community. So it's rough. It's rough out here. You can't even protect those who are innocent, or those who are more than likely going to be placed in harm's way. You can't even protect those people. You can't really protect the women and children in the way they need to be protected, because you got a group of people that want to call others vigilance. You get labeled as a vigilant. You get labeled as a villain, a menace to society. So what can't you damn do? What can't you damn do? What can people really do for their own community? And I know the activists, they get exhausted. They get tired of fighting every single time, especially when it comes to things like this, the police brutality. They get so tired of it because they can't do any more than what they've been doing. The praying doesn't work. The marching is getting tired. Begging, pleading, that gets tired. That gets old. So you become exhausted. You get overwhelmed. You running out of options. You don't even know what to do anymore. Because you feel like you wasting your goddamn time. And all these people gonna do is do what the hell they been want to do. You're wasting your valuable time. And you feel like shit ain't gonna change. So now you go from a state of being depressed. Now you turn into other activities, and those activities are not always productive either. They become counterproductive activities, i.e., drugs. You turn to drugs as a way, as a coping mechanism, right? As a way to cope with your depression, with your mental problem, as a way to escape from society or the reality, because it's so much societal pressure that's been placed upon you. You try to continue the fight of your ancestors, but you feel like it's not even working. It does not serve a purpose. You fed with so much romanticism, but it doesn't serve a purpose. So what is left for you to do? You go into a state of massive depression. And the drugs has become your medication. It has become your therapy. Anger has become your therapy. Alcoholism has become your therapy. Thoughts of suicide has become your therapy. Being isolated has become your therapy. I'm telling you, society will drive you crazy. Society will drive you crazy. Society will drive you fucking crazy. Society will take you to another place, take you to a whole nother level. You go from being compassionate to being nihilistic. Again, a person can go from being compassionate and caring to nihilistic. Meaning practicing nihilism. So once they start practicing nihilism, it's over with. They don't really, it's like, what the fuck? I don't even give a damn no more. I don't give a damn about life. Life serves no purpose to me. Life has no meaning. Life has shown me that it has no meaning. That's the attitude that people start to develop. They start acting in their true nature because they feel like life has no meaning. Forget being a civilian, become a primitive man or a primitive woman. Forget being a civilian because civilian life doesn't value anything to you anymore. You might well live like a primitive individual because at this point you don't see no value. You don't care no more. That's why you see people walking around here acting crazy, losing their mind, turning psycho, right? Diabolical because they don't care anymore. They fought and fought against their inner demons to the point that they just going to let it show because they don't care anymore. All these psychotic issues they have, they don't care anymore. It's a sign of, why should I give a fuck? That's where the nervous breakdown begin. Nervous breakdown just you losing it. You become psycho. You just crazy. I always wonder this. How can we be better as a people? How can we be productive as a people when there's always the odds taking place? How do you be better collectively when there's really no room for you to really grow and become a better? There's no room for people to grow to become better when society is constantly pushing them down, when society is constantly pounding you. And I'm saying this especially as a black person. Where is the room for us as black people to actually grow when there is always a stigma place taking place, when there's always the crisis happening? How can we become better people? How do we become productive? How do we become productive in a society that is designed to keep us at the lowest level? How do we become productive? How do you really become productive in this society when it has been designed to keep you at your lowest point and has not been created for you to have privilege, for you to have social status, for you to have economic status, and not even political status? And I'm talking about on a grand scale. I ain't talking about individually, but on a grand scale. How do you expect that black people become better people in a society like America or anywhere in the world where there is so much obstacle, when there is so much marginalization, so much stigma being put into place? How do you expect that we grow as a people? It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to live a productive life under these conditions. It's very hard. However, you guys, I'm about to go ahead and get off of here. I just had to I had to get those things off my chest. We only living for a moment. See, this is a constant reminder. I have to remind myself every day. I'm only here for a moment. I'm living in the moment because I don't know what tomorrow may have for me. I don't know what the future may hold. So I can only live in the moment. Until next time, y'all take it easy. Peace and power, elevation be to all you. This your girl Tiffany, and I'm logging off. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, share the channel. With that being said, peace. Thank you guys for tuning in. All right.